consistency plus habits is equal to results. There are only 5 ways in which information can go inside our brain, right? The number of people who are struggling to have a good night's sleep is increasing. So the goal is not to change the other person, because you can't. Taking a step forward towards your goal is better than staying in one place and going round and round.
Hello everyone, this is Jagriti, and with me today I have Coach Saloni Suri. She is a neuro coach and she helps people personally and professionally to live a better life. Thank you so much, Coach, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. So good to see you.
So good to see you too. So Coach, I want to get to the point.
Absolutely, let's go for it.
I want to know, how do you explain neuroscience to somebody who doesn't know about it or hasn't heard about it?
So I think the conversations around neuroscience started just about 25 years ago. And it is really the connection of how your brain works along with your nervous system. So it's a simple Hebb's law, neurons that fire together, wire together, neurons that wire together, fire together. So it's a lot about understanding how your brain works. And we've known since ages that our thoughts have an effect on our body, and that is what it is studying, and as simply as that.
So, there's a saying that your words become your thoughts and your thoughts become your action.
Absolutely.
And I think some more, but could you elaborate on that?
So every time you think a thought, there is a neural circuitry in our brain that, boom, lights up.
Okay.
Right? And you are thinking in a vocabulary, and you think in words, depending upon whatever language you are comfortable with. And those words are coming from your memory.
Okay.
Right? Your memory is built over a long period of time.
Okay.
Right?
How long?
Very long. So 0 to 6 years, 0 to 7 years is the time in a child's life when the child is only downloading information from its parents, from its environment, and from the community that the child is growing up in. And that becomes the data points for the child to be able to engage in society and to have a belief system, because a belief system is built in childhood.
Okay.
And at that time, our brain does not have the ability to argue with it. Okay. So you will keep downloading whatever your parents tell you, you become.
Okay.
And then the rest of your life is a printout of your belief system.
Right.
And these belief systems end up governing everything that we do. So even fear is learned in childhood, because there is no child that is born with any kind of a fear, right? A child does not know to be afraid of a dog, afraid of a snake, afraid of light, afraid of air. Wow. So all of these things are coming from the way your mother has taught you, the way your father has taught you, the way your grandparents have taught you. And some things are the memory of the soul, where our elements are concerned. But other than that, I would say that your entire belief system is built, and then your memory grows. Your memory grows through different kind of experiences.
Okay.
And if you have learned to be fearful at a very young age, and you've had a trauma accident. I was just sitting with a client the other day, and he was mentioning he's very afraid of flights, and I said, you're 30 plus years old and you're afraid of flying. So this kind of trauma and the fears that a person has, it probably comes from an incident that has happened in your childhood, right? And there was a time when he was forcefully thrown into a pool and by a coach, and that memory, he was 3 or 4 years old, just went for a regular swimming class and was thrown into a pool. And that 3-4 minutes or maybe 2-3 minutes of that trauma, it put a memory in his mind probably that, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
It's scary.
That's how I was taught swimming, and
really?
till date I'm hydrophobic.
So there you go.
Every time in the pool, because I'm going to teach my daughter how to swim, I really have to fight my fear and constantly talk to myself every time in the swimming pool, because that's how I was taught how to swim.
Yeah, and that's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right at all,
So
and
now,
especially if you're a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now parents know this, that the early years are so important.
So important.
To form an entire human being for the rest of their life. But
Absolutely.
many of us, our parents were very busy, when we were growing up. How long do you think it takes for a person over the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, in the age of 20, 30, to recondition, rewire their minds and let go of old habits or develop new habits?
Correct. So till the age of 25, we know today that the emotional brain is still developing. By the age of 35, we become a set of memorized behaviors.
Okay.
After the age of 35, it becomes a little difficult to change, but can you do it? Of course you can, because that's what neuroplasticity is all about. Neuroplasticity is your ability of your brain to change till the day you die.
Okay.
I had recently I had at the Rewire Your Brain workshop, I had a 60 plus woman who was very clear that she wanted to do something and she was ready to rewire her brain. And she was ready to take it on, and she said, yes, my children are grown up. I now want to go out there and do something for myself. So we learn till the day we die.
Okay.
And when you have a learning mindset,
Yes.
and when you feel and you believe that, yes, I can learn anything that I want to.
Yes.
Because that is the only way to survive today in this world. Technology is moving so fast. It's moving so fast that if you don't have a growth mindset or a learning mindset, you're going to be left behind so quickly that your ability to engage with your loved ones, your ability to engage with your environment, where your work is concerned, is going to become old school. I taught my 75, 80 plus year old mother to learn FaceTime, and she was very clear that she would not be able to do it, but she learned it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, today we have FaceTime, today we have WhatsApp video calls.
Yes.
I don't know what we are going to have 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So for us to continuously keep learning technology,
Yeah.
I think is very important.
Yes.
It's very important.
I remember a time when you decided to learn how to use Instagram, and
It
you
was
did
hard. I did, 4 years back, COVID days. Didn't know where the live button was. And there I went because I knew I had to help.
Yeah.
I knew I had to teach. And there was so much of fear where death was concerned, and that is the highest fear that we all feel. And I think at those days, and still I think, I turn up every Monday.
Yeah.
I turn up every Monday with my morning reel, and I shall continue to do so.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
So I've done one of your workshops, and I
Yes.
know it's very powerful. Like, people need to experience that. So when you do the workshop, at that moment, or maybe a couple of days, you feel like an energy of, I can do this, I can achieve this, let's do this. How do you maintain that? How do people maintain that? Because it's not easy. Because it's very easy to fall back on your previous mindset.
Absolutely. So consistency plus habits is equal to results, right? So when you have a habit and there is a structure to that habit, you end up doing it. And you know, you have 5 seconds before your brain kicks in and sabotages any change in behavior. So within those 5 seconds, you got to step on it. You got to step on it. Use the 5, 4, 3, 2 technique of Mel Robbins. Come back, and when that alarm rings, you got to wake up at 5 o'clock. Your brain will tell you, rest. It has to protect you. It has to keep you safe. So it will tell you, go to sleep. Relax, you had a late night. All those excuses will come up because the brain is an excuse making machine. It is our job to hack it and contain and keep up our habits, because habits allow us an opportunity to change. Yes, I like that. Habits give us an opportunity to change.
Yes,
they do.
For the better or worse, choice is yours.
Choice is always yours, always yours.
So tell me, somebody who wants to quit smoking is not able to do that. Like, could you give some steps, 1, 2, 3, that they can do or follow so that they can quit smoking?
First, to change any kind of addiction of any kind, right? The first step is to have a desire. There has to be an intention. There has to be a benefit. Because all addictions serve a purpose. They make you feel better. And that is how your brain has wired it in. Whether it is alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's porn, whether it's smoking, any food. Food is an emotional eating. You're addicted to food. Correct? So number one, become self-aware that yes, I do have an addiction. Right? Number two, tell yourself what is the benefit, cost-benefit analysis you do.
Yes.
Tell yourself, what is the benefit of me overcoming this addiction? Because if there is no benefit to you,
You live longer.
that is
For
the one
example.
benefit.
Yeah.
Correct? You tell yourself, write down at least 5, 1:5 ratio, you follow that. 5 benefits I may have of letting go of this addiction. Number 3, start small. Start very small,
Okay.
right? The brain can change through pain and trauma, or the brain can change through love and kindness. You have a heart attack, next time you come back, bypass surgery done, you're eating healthy, you're walking, that's your brain changing from trauma. I would rather you followed the path of love and kindness, because the body and the brain, we love that. The heart loves it. The heart loves it. So that is the 3 steps
Okay.
that you can take one by one. And when you take care of yourself, so those who don't love themselves will abuse their bodies. Self-love is important,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And any addiction that you have, when you begin to fall in love with who you are,
This is
and
so
you just
important.
love yourself,
Yes.
and you are like, this is my body,
Yeah.
it's my temple,
Yeah.
I honor it,
What
I
is
respect
self-love?
it.
It's such a big word these days. You know, anything that you go to a spa, it's self-love. But what truly is self-love, and how do women really understand and love themselves?
Correct. So, first, most important thing is that self-love is equal to self-care.
Okay.
And self-love and self-care is not selfish.
Okay.
And we are repeatedly, in our culture especially so, women are taught to give
Yes.
and not take. Right? When you are continuously giving to others, you stop taking care of yourself. Self-love is equal to self-care, is equal to taking care of yourself, is equal to you having the clarity in your mind, having that goal. It is okay for me to prioritize myself.
Could you give some examples of what women do but feel guilty for doing?
All the time,
Yes.
all the time. It could be something as simple as, it's a very common thing. We are having dinner, right? Women repeatedly have been taught, serve the others first, serve the others first. Yeah? I'm a type 1 diabetic. I need to eat my food on time, right? I need to take my insulin. And for me to be mindful of my eating timings is important. It's important because my life is at stake.
Yeah.
Not many women will be able, and even if, and I seem to attract a lot of people, it's an autoimmune disorder. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to manage it, right? But it is my medicine time. People in the family have not come for dinner. Do I have the courage to sit down,
Courage.
eat my food,
Yeah.
because I have to take my medicine,
Yes.
right? Or
Yeah.
I don't take care of myself, I make everybody else meet, I let my medicine time go. Is that okay?
No.
My answer to you is no. I found the courage to be able to take care of myself. Right? So self-love is you respecting and understanding, what is it that I really want? What is it that really makes me feel happy?
And
Do I
fulfilled.
have the courage to draw this boundary and say, this is now my me time. My morning routine is very important to me. I don't like to talk to anybody in my family during that time. And I make it a point to articulate that
Yeah.
very clearly. 4:30 till 7:30, my time.
Okay.
This is the time that I'm reprogramming myself.
How long does it take for women? You're a strong woman. There are some of us who can stand up for themselves, but there are many who cannot. Where do they find that courage to stand up in front of their mother-in-laws, husband, children, and say that, don't disturb me at this point. This is mine. Even politely. Where do they find that courage?
It's hard. It's not easy, Jagriti, I'll tell you that. I have taught this to many women and they struggle to be able to find that voice within which teaches them that it's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay to prioritize. So the first step I would say is to create a vocabulary for yourself.
Okay.
Write 3 intentions of self-love for yourself, not affirmations. Very clear-cut goals. Why is it important for me to put myself first? Because I matter. Why do you matter? Because if you don't have a vocabulary in your mind and you don't have the words to be able to say it and you're feeling guilty, you will never be able to do it. And that is where goals come into play. If you feel strong enough to have that goal in your mind that, hey, listen, you know what, 9 o'clock, I gotta leave, I gotta go to work. So you just get up and you just do it.
Yes.
You just take the action.
Yes.
Just thinking about it, worrying what other people are gonna say, stop it. Nobody's thinking about you. You think about yourself.
Yeah.
To the best of your ability.
Yeah.
But keep the balance in the house. Do it with grace. Do it with dignity.
Yes.
Not
Be
with
stern,
conflict.
but not
Not stern.
impolite.
I would say, be clear in your head that this is who I am.
Yes.
And this is what I am doing.
Okay.
And do it with peace. Do
Okay.
it with harmony.
Okay.
Because if you try and use the path of conflict, that's a dark path.
Yeah.
It's dark and
Yes.
there is no love.
Yes.
There is no joy.
Yes.
There is no happiness. If your family, your husband, your parents, your in-laws are going to be not aligned with your goals, right? There's going to be a lot of disharmony in the house and it's difficult to live in that environment.
Absolutely.
It's difficult.
Absolutely.
So you just get up, you get clear on what you want to do
Yeah.
and then you just do it.
Yes.
Just do it.
Okay, a very tricky question.
Yes.
You know, like if there's a guy, he is looking for his better half. Okay, he's trying to find love. Or there's a guy who's married, a husband who has a wife. What kind of women will they respect and love more? One, a woman who gives more, like how we have been taught for centuries. Or second, a woman who prioritizes self-love and says कि मैं मेरी favorite हूँ. In your experience, because you meet women all the time, what kind of girl will a guy pick and respect and love?
There is no doubt that there is a shift happening. I can feel it in my bones and I know it to be true. Women today are finding the courage to prioritize themselves. Is it easy for young boys today to handle it?
Yeah.
For some it is, for some it isn't.
Okay.
Those who have mothers, a boy learns from his parents. Yeah? If he's seen a mother who has been a coward, who has been giving all her life, when that is not what she wanted to do,
Yes.
and she couldn't find her voice,
Yes.
correct? That boy is going to think, okay, that is the way it is.
Yes.
Or he could flip it. This is how my mother suffered. My mother was a coward. My mother did not have the courage. You know what? That's not how I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to be my father. He can have that. It could flip either way. You don't know.
Yeah.
But I think men who are slightly more mindful today, they are able to understand that how I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It is okay
Yes.
for my wife,
Yes.
my sister, to also have that freedom that I had. And I think men are definitely changing today, but women play a very important role in empowering their sons, their husbands, to give them the freedom to be able to prioritize their wives. Not many have learned it. They are made to feel guilty if they are prioritizing their wives or their partners.
Yes.
I'm the parent, you look at me.
Yeah.
I'm the most important person in your life, right? But I think that is changing. It's changing.
Yes.
And men today would love it
Yeah.
if their wives are independent,
Making them
their own
proud.
decisions, following their own path. Because when you do that, you are happy.
Coach, have you met men who celebrate their wives' success? Not their wives' success tomorrow, but if somebody's wives become successful today. Have you met men in today's time who celebrate genuinely their wives' success?
Absolutely. I have met men like these. And these are men, I mean, kudos, more and more are rising in number. I would definitely say that to be a fact. And men are becoming more mindful today that, because see, that is the secret sauce to marriage and longevity in marriage, right? Is that your wife is happy, your husband is happy. And how are we happy? We are happy when we are pursuing our true desires.
Yes.
When we are able to do what we want to do, right? Live and let live is
Yeah.
my secret mantra to my happy married life. You do you, I do me.
But this is something that we learn 10 years or 20 years into a marriage.
I think girls and boys are letting each other be.
Yeah, now.
They're letting each other be.
Yeah.
And you do what makes you feel happy, right? And when you are happy, we are happy.
Yeah.
And that is the secret sauce, according to me, to being happy in a relationship.
Nice.
Or even with two partners.
Yeah.
With two partners, right? Don't try and control one another.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
It's not. It doesn't.
It's not
happen
going to
that
work.
much. Yeah.
It worked many years. For centuries, I would say, women have been told what they can and what they cannot do.
Yeah.
Right? By God's grace, slowly and steadily, those days are getting over.
Yeah.
Slowly and steadily.
Great. And what do you think is the brain-skin connection?
So it's a very strong connection because there are only 5 ways in which information can go inside our brain, right?
Okay.
You can hear it, you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, or you can touch it.
Okay.
Now the skin is the largest organ in the body.
Yes.
Which is where I repeatedly talk about taking care of your skin,
Okay.
hugging one another,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Is the chemical, the neurotransmitter oxytocin is released,
Okay.
right? So for a woman to hug her sons, for a woman to hug her children
Yeah.
is so important.
Okay.
It's so important because that is how oxytocin is released. And when you are stressed, when there's cortisol, it manifests in your body as disease. It manifests on your face as acne. Yeah, your hair begins to fall because of cortisol, because you are stressed, and the amygdala, which is the emotional regulator in our brain, is the gateway to our emotional well-being.
Yes.
And yes, when you are stressed, your body will show you whether it is a rash, whether it's a skin infection.
Yeah.
All of these are very closely related to our emotional well-being.
Yeah.
Women, we know, we have many studies, men and women, during the teenage years, boys and girls, right? They go through a lot of emotional turmoil.
Yes.
They are beginning to find their identity. They don't know who they are. Their parents are telling them who they are. Their teachers are telling them who they should be. They want to be like their friends. So this is the time where boys and girls are trying to find themselves, and there is a lot of confusion in the brain.
Oh, and
A
that
lot
shows
of
on the
confusion.
skin, and that's
It
what
shows
we
on
call
the skin.
hormonal acne.
That is what is acne all about. And it manifests on your skin. It manifests in your body. When a child says, I don't feel like going to school, I have a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is actually, this is the gut brain.
Yeah.
The child is actually, doesn't want to go because when he's in the bus, there is somebody who's making fun of him.
Yeah.
There is somebody who's mocking him.
Yeah.
She has to go and talk on the stage, 11th standard, 12th standard. There is, you have to speak on a stage in an assembly. There is performance anxiety because everybody is looking at you. And in this generation, the number of children whose physical look is documented is the maximum because of the phones.
Yes.
So they are continuously looking at themselves.
Yeah.
In our days, I do not have a record of how I looked when I was growing up because there were no phones to record it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't have
No.
so many images
Barely.
of yourself growing up.
Yeah.
But today children see it. So they get tense. Why are small children getting skin rash? Why are small children losing hair? Why are small children getting so hassled about the way they look?
Yeah.
Because they are looking at it. It is on the phone or the
That's
mother
not
all
going
the
to
time.
change, Coach. You know, as we go
It is just
ahead,
going to increase.
It's going
It's
to
going to
increase.
increase.
So for parents of, you know, first standard, second standard, fifth standard, 12th standard girls and boys who see in front of them what their kids are going through but can't help it because that's the age where,
Absolutely.
you know,
Mobile
what is
phones
it?
are going to stay with us.
Yeah, what is it that, you know, parents can do for these kids, you know, who are the future of tomorrow for us? What is it, what few habits can they instill in them so their cortisol level goes down and they can just manage themselves? Because also what we see is anything on your skin plays such a big role in
Self-image.
yeah, confidence, self-confidence.
Absolutely,
You know, so
absolutely.
I think if we can like go back and reduce the cortisol, what is it, what habits, according to neuroscience,
Yeah.
that they can do?
So I feel that acceptance, accepting your child, giving them a vocabulary of confidence. I am enough. I am good enough, just the way I am. I feel nutrition, water, and sleep. These three things play a very important role in a child's health, in a woman's health, in a man's health.
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours of sleep is what all of us need to have.
And you think people are not getting that?
The number of people who can't sleep at night is
Okay.
increasing by the day.
Okay.
The number of people who are struggling to have a good night's sleep is increasing exponentially. Because that's the time where we are spending with our devices. Right? That's our
There is a
downtime.
lot of awareness I see, but I don't know if you're able
It
to
is still
follow.
happening. It's still happening.
Addiction.
I would rather that in the night before you went to sleep, you are struggling, have a room temperature shower, get yourself a good book,
Yeah.
have some chamomile tea, and just go to sleep. Just go to sleep gently. 6 to 8 hours, sleep.
Yeah. When you say a book, your Rewired Your Brain book is phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank
I
you so
have
much.
it. I've finished all the pages, writing, journaling.
Yes.
And I think everybody should have it. But it's something very unique about your book. There are yellow pages in it. And when I came to you, you asked me to write with a red pen. Could you explain the science behind writing on a yellow page with a red pen?
Sure, sure. So this is known as the Dhyan Mudra, and this is how we write.
Okay.
Right? Now, when we are writing, we are moving both these elements. This is the fire element. This is the air element representing the heart chakra. This
Okay.
is the solar plexus chakra, yellow in color.
Okay.
So the yellow paper, the combination of yellow and red releases a chemical in our neurotransmitter in our brain known as acetylcholine.
Okay.
Acetylcholine puts our brain into action.
Okay.
Right? Now the fire chakra, right? The fire
So,
element,
yeah.
solar plexus chakra, is also yellow in color.
Okay.
Right? When you write down your heart's deepest desires, you release into the quantum field that what you want.
Okay.
You follow the RRFM formula, gratitude. You start your day with gratitude. Gratitude by itself activates the dopamine neurocircuitry, the oxytocin and dopamine, which are known as the love hormones. The science of gratitude has been studied so deeply. When we are grateful for everything that we have, it fills up our heart. It fills up our heart.
Yeah.
And then the life, your default is to notice everything that is going wrong.
Yes.
But when you wire your brain to remember everything that you're grateful for in your life, your brain works better. You have more clarity. You're able to focus on where you are going, and where you have been
Yeah.
is none of your business. I mean, what, you're going to go back and change it?
Yeah.
You can't change it. There's nobody can go back in time and change anything.
Yeah.
But when you're grateful, and when you're doing a reflection early in the morning and writing down, this is what I'm grateful for. I feel so blessed. I loved that yesterday. Write it down. And gratitude has to not just be written. So journaling is a lot about wiring yourself to be able to prep and take charge of the day and be present. But gratitude by itself, just expressing it, just writing it, is not enough. You got to pick up the phone. You got to tell that person, thank you so much. I have to tell you, thank you so much, Jagrafi, for inviting me to
Thank
your
you.
podcast.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you so much.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't take action, you don't express it, you just journaled it, not happening.
Okay.
Not happening. You got to take the action. Create the words, create the thoughts, write down the words, and then take action.
So is this mudra that, when you bow down, is this for gratitude?
Also, this is a namaste. Keep
Yes.
it close to your heart.
Yes.
You're grateful.
So we've been practicing this, not so much now we like hi, hello, but earlier we used to always
Absolutely.
bow down with our
Very
hands
powerful,
folded.
Very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next question is, you meet people on a daily basis, mostly women. What are the most common problems that women come to you with?
So I think one of the most common problems is fear.
Okay.
What is the fear? The fear of taking action. Finding the courage to take that step to fulfill your goals. Many of them have been conditioned to not prioritize themselves, to take care of their families, but she has that deep desire to be able to fulfill her goals. Right? So how does she take that first step? Is it difficult? It is. Because your environment, your husband, your in-laws, your parents, your brother might not be in alignment.
Yeah.
They might not. But you still want to do it. And the support from the environment is not there.
Yeah.
It becomes hard. It becomes very hard. So I feel procrastination.
Okay.
Round and round. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Number two, I would say self-doubt. Will I be able to do it?
Okay.
Because the fear of failing, the fear of rejection, the fear of your parents, your brother, your husband criticizing you. I told you not to do it, still you went and did it. See, I told you. And the third biggest problem I find is that it's financial independence.
Do you
And
think it's a
girls-
problem?
Oh, it's a big problem. Very big problem. Girls want it and they don't have it. They don't have it.
Could you elaborate on that?
It's a tricky place to go to. Yeah. So I feel it's very important for girls and women from a very young age to learn how to manage their money, to learn financial markets, to learn how they can grow and compound their money, and not leave it to their husbands, leave it to their brothers, leave it to their fathers to manage their money. I made the mistake. I'll be vulnerable. I didn't take charge of my finances. I expected my husband to do it. Yeah. And I'm still not very willing to learn how to manage my finances. But I understand. I'm making an effort. I'm making an effort. I'm learning, and I'm moving forward. But I would say that if I was to give advice to a 25, 35-year-old girl, take charge. Take charge, learn. Learn how to take care of your money. Do not expect others to take care of it. And I think once she learns it, once she understands it, she doesn't need to ask anybody, can I do this? Because yes, when a girl has money, it gives her a voice.
But does it also give her, a sense of false pride that I can do anything? Why should I look after this now? Like
No,
you,
that is
be a part.
that is a dangerous place to go to.
Yeah, but does it
Right?
happen, or can it happen?
I don't think so. It
Okay.
can happen, but does it happen? My answer to you is no.
Okay.
No, because, and I'll tell you why no. I think it's important that when a man or a woman has the monies to be able to fulfill her dreams or her desires, once she does it with grace, I think there is much power in that. When you allow money to go to your head, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more money I have, the more I do good in this world. Right?
Yeah.
The more money I have, the more I help others.
Yeah.
And that is a success mantra of all wealthy people.
Yeah. To give.
Wealth, it's to give.
Yeah.
It's to be able to help other people.
Yeah.
To use your gifts, use your blessings to help other people.
Coach, what do you think somebody who's making money, if they're making 100, what percentage do you think they should be willing to donate or give others for help?
I think it has to be decided by the individual themselves, whatever works for them.
Okay.
And but I would say that if you integrate giving back or giving away into your business,
Yes.
the kind of decisions that you will make are going to be different. There is no benefit to me of coming and speaking to you on this podcast, giving my time. The only intention is, I hope it helps somebody. I hope he's looking for an answer.
Intention
They
is
get it.
very important.
So that intention has to be strong. I don't use Instagram to make money. I use Instagram to help other people. That is my goal. So it is inside my business. I have other ways. I'll do my workshops, I'll do my coaching sessions, I'll do my corporate trainings, and I'll make the money. But I also have to give back.
Yeah. And this is your
I have
way
to
of giving back.
So it is inside my business. It is integrated in the business.
Yeah. Coach, you know what I have seen? And it's for me, it's so quick. The moment I give, I complete the action of giving. You know, it can be money, it could be some other form of help to somebody. I get more than double in return.
That's the way it works.
Yeah,
That's
like
the law of
almost
the-
immediately.
Absolutely.
And every single time I am shocked. And next time I want to do it more because now I want more. You know, so I give more. You know what I'm saying? And it's so helpful. I mean, there is something in the universe that wants you to give.
Absolutely, because that's the law of the universe.
Yeah.
What you give is what you get. You put an apple seed, an apple tree will only come. Lemon is not going to come.
Yeah. Okay. And according to neuroscience, why should one wake up early? Like you said, you wake up at 4:30.
Yeah, so 4:35 is when I'm up. So within 20 minutes of waking up, our brain releases cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. It has allowed us to survive for thousands of years. Because if a caveman got up and he just kept sleeping, he's going to be dead because the wild animals are going to come and kill him, right? But today there are no wild animals, right? The reason why we need to get up and start our day very quickly in the morning, in our ancient treks, 4 to 6 is Brahma Muhurtam also.
Yes.
So that is the time when the brain is ready to receive information from the universe.
Okay.
It is ready.
Okay.
Right? It is primed. So before the day's fears kick in, take control.
Oh. So you form your own universe before the fear universe comes
Kicks
to
in.
you. Oh,
So you take charge.
how interesting.
And if you take charge of the day, you're in a good place. And what is the best time to do it? It's early in the morning. Because otherwise the day starts. And your fears will scream so loud, you'll not be able to focus on where you have to go and what you have to do.
So
and then
true.
you're all over the place.
So true. Coach, could you give us some mantras for having better relationships? Some affirmations or something that people can journal, you know.
So, when relationships are stressed, the first thing that a person is not doing is that you're not listening. Listen. Listen to where the person is coming from. Number 2, let them be. Every person has a point of view, every person has a perspective, and yes, they do have the freedom to have that perspective. But if you don't listen, you're not going to be able to let the person be. You're not. Number 3, if somebody asks you for advice, you give it. If they don't, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Everything, no two people can always be on the same page for everything. It's not possible. A man and a woman come together, they come from very different programming. Very different. So live and let live.
This is a mantra for...
You do you, I do me. Sometimes our paths will come together.
Yeah.
In that, we will celebrate. In that, we will find joy.
Other person is not waking up early and you know how important it is to wake up early. This is for my husband, by the way.
Like I said, mind your own freaking business. Mind your own business. You do you, I do me. I'm a
But
morning person,
being
my husband
a good
isn't.
wife, I feel that, oh my God, it'll help him so much if he wakes up. You know, I mean, maybe I can be a strict wife for a couple of days and make him wake up. It
No,
doesn't
not
work.
a good strategy. Not gonna work. Nobody likes being told what to do. Period. Nobody likes it. You tell another person what to do all the time.
No, it doesn't work.
It
has
doesn't
to
work.
come.
It has to come from within.
Yeah.
And
we
when it
see
will
them.
come, it's okay. Have patience. Let it go. My husband is not a morning person.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell him to wake up at 4:35 in the morning just because I do it? No. It's his life. He will take the decisions. My life, I get to call the shots. So I'm not going to tell you, and I cannot take a higher ground. Just because I have good habits and you don't, doesn't mean that I'm here and you are here. No.
Yeah. True.
Like I said, you do
Yeah,
you.
True. Yeah.
I do I.
Yeah, this is so helpful. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what are few mantras for better health?
I think the first is sleep. Number 2 is food, your nutrition. And number 3, you got to move your body. Because when your body grooves, your body moves, the brain grooves. It survives on blood and oxygen, right? Breathing, meditation. So critical to calming yourself down, to calming down the amygdala, which is the emotional regulator in our brain.
Yeah.
Because if you don't calm that down, adrenaline, norepinephrine, cortisol, they're all going to kick in and they start running you, which means you are not running yourself. And if you are not in control of the way you think, it's very hard to be able to manifest in your life. Because you're not running yourself, others are. The remote control of your life is not in your hands, right?
Yeah.
Somebody presses buttons and you get into a tizzy,
Yeah.
right?
What is coming to manifestation? We'll come there in a bit. What is quantum field? Can you explain that?
So, in the quantum field, there are certain, I'll explain it in a very simple way.
Yes, please.
So you pick up your phone, you see a signal coming, it is showing 3 bars. It is getting a signal. Can you see the signal? You can't see it. You don't know where it is. But when you see evidence of it, you believe it. Right? So what we do know is that our thoughts carry energy.
Our thoughts carry energy.
Every thought that you think, whether it is an uplifting thought or whether it is a fearful thought, your body is going to have a physical reaction to it. You see something fearful, your heartbeat is going to go up. Your breathing goes out of control. You start sweating on your forehead. Your armpits are sweating.
I agree. Just
your
with
face
thoughts.
goes red just with a thought. Just with a thought. Right?
Okay.
Now, where is it coming from? It's coming from energy.
Okay.
Which means all of us carry energy
Yes.
inside of us.
Yes.
Which we put out
Yes.
into where?
Yes.
Into the quantum field.
Okay.
So you and I are sitting with one another.
Yes.
If I say something disrespectful to you, if you say something disrespectful to me, you and I are going to affect each other's energy immediately. It extends from, in school they tell children, everybody come on, stand like
Yes.
this, right?
Yeah.
So from the tip of this finger
Okay.
to the tip of this finger,
Yeah.
this is my aura. This is my energy field.
Okay.
Right? And you and I currently are each other's energy field. If somebody is sitting out there,
Yeah.
I cannot pick up their energy.
Yeah.
They might be doing something, but they can't affect me. I'm very far. Right? So the quantum world, the quantum field carries energy from
Okay.
all of us.
Okay.
You can walk into the room and you
feel
will
the
suddenly
energy.
feel uncomfortable. But suddenly somebody comes up to you and they tell you how happy they are that you are here. You feel good. Good.
Okay, so that's the quantum field.
All of us have it. We're all carrying it.
And we can dominate or not, or direct the quantum field with our thoughts.
With our thoughts.
That's
With our
it.
thoughts. That's it.
Oh my God.
And
that's
you carry
how-
that energy because that is what determines
Yeah.
how your body is going to feel.
Yeah.
Right?
So a lot of us goes through ups and downs in life. Sometimes we feel negative, sometimes we feel very positive. And that's when you meet certain people in different, times, sometimes they are so negative. You can just feel the energy or the vibe that we call, and sometimes you're very happy and you want to stick to that person. How can one person change their own vibes with their thoughts? How long does it take?
So, research today tells us that it takes 66 days to be able to change a negative thought or a hardwired thought. How does the brain change? The brain changes only in one way, and that is repetition of information.
Okay.
So 21 days, 21 days, 21 days. So there are 3 sets that you need to do of 21 days and keep a buffer of 1 or 2 days at the same time in the day. You journal, you do a meditation, and you move your body back to back. If these 3 things are done first thing in the morning, in 66 days, you will change. You have to. You cannot walk into a gym on day 1 and expect to walk out with a 6-pack ab. It's not possible. It's hard work.
Yeah.
So you can do it if you want, if you have that intention. And we have evidence people are changing their bodies.
Yeah.
But they're not changing their bodies like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't change in one. It doesn't change in one gym trip. It changes by repetition. You repeat the same thought again and again and again. The neural pathway gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and the negative one breaks by something called pruning. Today I don't remember my phone numbers of my home. The reason I don't remember it is because I didn't repeat it. If I had repeated again and again, today I rely on my device to remember the numbers. So that pathway, which I didn't grow up with phones, so that pathway which carried that phone number has broken.
Yeah.
So if the brain changes when you don't repeat something, but if you repeat it again and again, you will remember. You will remember. So can you remember to be positive? Of course, if you repeat it, if you want to.
If you repeat it.
If you keep repeating the negative, that is what is going to give you evidence. So whatever you focus on in your life is going to expand. You focus on how your life shifts, that's exactly what you're going to see.
So is it correct to say that when you have negative thoughts that, oh, this is happening in my life or something, you just shift your focus to the positive things?
So be mindful, keep yourself safe, don't be irrational. Oh, no, this will work out. No, take an assessment of the situation. Imagine the worst case scenario. Do the pros and cons, and then take a first step forward. Because failure is a part of life. It is inevitable.
Yeah.
There is no way you're going to be able to make all the right decisions in your life all the time. It doesn't work like that. It's not life.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
But can you take one step forward with the conviction that the one after it will come to me at the right time?
Live with that conviction.
Live with that conviction, because taking a step forward towards your goal is better than staying in one place and going round and round.
Yeah, sure.
Should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Analysis is paralysis.
Yeah. No, makes sense. I mean, absolutely. It's just developing that habit of doing
Repeating
that.
it. And you got to take the action. You got to take the action.
Yeah. Okay. Is it possible for someone to change their skin or achieve the skin of their dreams just by manifestation?
So, number one, like I said, it'll all work together. So first, have a very clear intention and have a clear belief in your mind that what I feel inside shows in my skin.
Okay.
Right?
Is it visualization that you're
So
talking
you need to have the vocabulary.
Okay.
I'm so grateful my skin is glowing. Why will your skin glow?
Even when your skin
Because
is not
you're
glowing.
happy. Even when it is not glowing.
Okay.
Right? Number two, the marks on my face are just leaving as I no longer need them. When something doesn't serve a purpose, there's no benefit. It leaves you. It leaves you. Don't fall in love with your scars. Don't hide behind your scars. It is there for a while. It will leave you.
And leave that message in the universe.
Just believe it.
Okay.
Journal it. Think it. Imagine it. And then go for it. And don't be afraid of your biological, they can be psychosomatic reasons for which you do have acne, or you do have hair fall, or you do have marks on your skin, right? Do take medical help
Yeah.
when you need it. But if it is not something medical, I think if the right diet is there, if you are sleeping well and you're moving your body, just by these three things, you should be able to, because the pharmacy to heal is
Inside us.
It's not outside. It never
True.
was. So the body knows how to heal itself. So give it a chance.
Yeah.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So I feel very grateful today that you decided to come on my podcast.
Thank you for having
and
me.
share your wisdom
Thank
with
you.
everyone who's watching this. Can you tell us what is the power of gratitude? And I want you to share some instances from your clients that once they started practicing gratitude, what changed in their lives?
So the first thing is that gratitude exercise is a habit. It is something that it is a lifestyle. It is those random acts of kindness that you do to yourself and to others, which are also directly related to oxytocin and dopamine. So both dopamine and oxytocin, the more you remind yourself, oh my God, I have so much. I'm in a good place. You get to take a step forward. And I think to share I have lots of stories of how people have been able to overcome a lot of their fears just by practicing gratitude. Just. Your mind opens up. You begin to get a lot of ideas of what all you can do, right? There was a girl, she had a very difficult relationship with her father, and she was finding it very hard to talk to him because she did want to start her own business, and because he had repeatedly said no to her many times, she was very angry, right? So we tried to replace that with the feeling of gratitude, and we said, okay, fine, let's do a recap.
Okay.
What are all the things that you're grateful for in your life? What has your father done for you?
Okay.
She had forgotten all of that, right? But then she started remembering it, and when she started remembering it, the kind of iron wall that she had built of anger and resentment against her father started falling slowly, slowly, slowly. And when that started falling, the energy that the father picked up from her was different. It took about 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
She started saying thank you to him. She let it go. She just let it go. And whatever she wanted took her about 6 or 8 months.
Okay.
And he signed the check and he gave it to her.
Oh my
And he
God.
said, Ja Simran, Ja, ji le apni zindagi.
Wow.
So I think gratitude, the feeling is, because the opposite is anger and revenge and feeling stuck and powerless. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not, because those frequencies are very dark and they're very low. Gratitude is number one. Freedom, number one.
Yeah.
Dr. David Hawkins, love, top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Top of the pyramid.
What is one tip that you would give to the world that will make the world a better place to live?
So, I'm very clear that the world needs to be more kind. When we are kind to ourselves and we are kind to others, the world is definitely going to be a better place. Because when we are kind, right, our default is loving kindness.
Yes.
We are not wired to hate. We are not wired for violence and conflict. We are wired for loving kindness. And I think if we could get back to that default, it would be lovely.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Coach.